Please share the video. Kaibapi also. We are back again. We are back again. I believe we have sorted out all the technical challenges that we are having. Please share. All right. We are here. We are done. We are here back again. Of course, we find it so difficult to work with the previous technical problems. So we are here again. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you according to your time zone, wherever you're watching from. Share the video and invite others to join. We are here, we are live and direct. We are live and direct. Where are you watching from? Share the video. It is 24 of September 2023. The time now stands at 18 minutes before the top of the hour. 18 minutes before the top of the hour. In Biafra land, it is 18 minutes before 7 p.m. in Biafra land. So we are live and direct. While you are joining us, share the video. Invite others to join wherever you are watching from. Don't forget to follow us on that Facebook page at Judge Money Blog, at Judge Money Official Blog Africa on Facebook and on Twitter. Don't forget to on X. We are also live on X, I believe. Don't forget to like that page on X and follow us on X. And don't forget to share it also on X. Anywhere you are watching from, share to be talking about, those who are using the name of, unknown government in Biafra land, who say that Eastern Security Network is not allowed in Biafra land or allowed to bear a firearm in Biafra land. We are going to talk about them because I have been thinking on what could be the reason why. What could be the reason why each time insecurity arises in Biafra land, then after a few days, insecurity arises in Biafra land, there is an approach to make sure that people in Biafra land, especially uninformed people in Biafra land, get into the trap of the enemy that is being sponsored all over the place, including by the politicians. You find out that the trap that even Hope Uzodinma is setting for our people, you find out that it is capturing those who are not informed and the innocent people for that matter. And in general terms, we call it insecurity in Biafra land. Each time you see intimidation, insecurity in Biafra land, I want you not to forget and I want you to remember that it is all about somebody trying to sell a narrative to promote something. I believe I have said that over and over again. I have said that before and I am saying it again. There is always, anytime you see people wearing, wielding guns and they are committing one, thing or the other, I want you to start looking forward. I want you to start looking forward to know that those people who are causing this insecurity, I am going to show you exactly the reason why they will start up that shenanigan. You will think it is something that will help us in what we are doing. You will think that they are pushing it to be, so that we get assisted in what we are doing. I want to tell you today the real reason why they are doing it. It has happened in multiple occasions, but most of the time our people does not pay attention. Each time, something happen. I want you to pay attention to this, should I say, chronology of what happened in Biafra land a few days ago. Because if you understand, I know that I want to stop using terminologies, because most of the reason why I am, Facebook doesn't like me a lot on YouTube. It is because I use a lot of terminology that is easy for anybody can, to understand. So I think I will try my best to stop using terminology. I will try my best to start, speaking in general terms. So if you look at what is happening in Biafra land today, you look at it, you will now, pay attention that you may understand where it is going and the reason why the movie was acted. That is exactly what we are here to tell you, because so many people believe that those who are doing whatever they are doing for the promotion of this Biafra liberation, or they are doing for the promotion for the call to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Just like we have called the Nigeria government that if they are not part of what is destroying Biafra land, because at the end of the day you find the innocent people suffering the atrocities that is being committed in our land by one or two people. Because if you see the activities of the military in Biafra land as we speak, they are going about destroying the houses belonging to innocent people, killing innocent people. The act of cowardice. That is what Nigerian military is doing. Thank you very much, Akujobi. They are going about disrupting the life of people who does not know what happened a few days ago, who are not even connected to struggle for freedom, who are not even IPOB member, who are not even the family of those people who were doing what they did in Biafra land. The military will go out there to go and attack innocent civilians, innocent citizens, as a result of the provocation that is being promoted by one forces or the other, being also masterminded by the politicians in our land. Especially one of these politicians is Hope Uzodinma. If you look at it, if there is a crisis in Imo State, Hope Uzodinma will have, better chances of getting back to Imo State. So that is the reason why we are going to talk about that, that activities and what they are planning to achieve with those, shenanigans that took place a few days ago. And you look at this, image, you will see on this image, you will see this man who is a traditional ruler. I don't know if he's a traditional ruler, of course, who was captured by the DSS after the Lagos election. This man is still in the DSS dungeon. And the DSS kidnapped this man because this man said he is going to call the IPOB ESN to come and protect them, because the police, the army, the security and other security operatives were not able to protect our people during the election or after the election. People were being manhandled, people were being, beaten up, businesses were being looted, being destroyed because of particular election that took place. And some people say it is they become Igbophobia. Then this man could not know what he will say to scare his enemy. He decided to say he will call IPOB ESN to come and fight for them, or not even fight for them, to come and protect their businesses and to come and protect them in Lagos State. Then the DSS, immediately when they heard that, the DSS moved swiftly to go and pick up this man. We are going to talk about him. We are going to find out exactly what happened. And, of course, if we say that he was kidnapped, if you are kidnapped, you will not be brought to the court. If you are kidnapped, you will not be brought to court. So if this man, I believe that if this man was taken to court, it means that the picked up of this man is not kidnapped, it is arrest. But the man was not taken to court, I believe. Because if he was taken to court, there is no way he will not be granted bail by this time. For almost, it is more than 100 days, which is more than 3 months that this man has been in the DSS dungeon, because he said that he will call Eastern Security Network to help them. One thing is that this man that is talking about calling of Eastern Security Network, it actually made us to believe that these people understood exactly the work of the Eastern Security Network, how they have managed to protect our land in the last 2 years or 3. They understood the work of Eastern Security Network, but they will not come out to support Eastern Security Network, because Eastern Security Network does not get compromised. So the reason why this man decided to say this, what he said, I believe that he said it unknowingly, but this is the only people that he have at the back of his mind that is having the interest of Igbo people. So he decided to mention them in order to scare his enemy. This man have never supported Eastern Security Network. This man have never actually praised Eastern Security Network. For you to see the irony of what is going on. The irony of what is going on. This man are the people who play politics even when Eastern Security Network was formed, because they never liked it. But the irony of it is that when they started having problem, he want to use Eastern Security Network to, to scare off his enemy, because he knows how formidable Eastern Security Network is and has been. The same man, the DSS moved very fast to go and pick up this man, because he said he will involve Eastern Security Network, which he does not even know anybody in Eastern Security Network, number 1. He does not even know anybody in IPOB, number 2. So, him talking about Eastern Security Network, it is about if you slap me. If I don't know what I will do to you, I will eye you. I will look at you in a very, very bad way. So that was what this man did. If you slap me, if I don't know what to do, that was what the man did. And the Nigeria government took it seriously. And I believe it was still under the administration of Buhari. Up until this new administration. This new administration said that when he was coming to the position of power, that he is going to try to bring peace, to unite Nigeria. That was always what they wrote in their manifesto. Bring peace and curb insecurity in Nigeria. That has been what they wrote in their manifesto. Once they come into the position of leadership, through back door or through front door, you will find out that all the promises that they will make to you, they will go down the drain. And that is the reason why we are calling for total separation from Nigeria, because there has never been a promise that is actually kept in Nigeria. So that is why you see this type of man speaking onwotuletu. This is just a man making mouth, a man saying things that he knows that he cannot do. They decided to put the man in a solitary confinement. And it's, how I get to know that this man is still not released. I don't know if it is member of his family who was speaking somewhere in a group. Then I picked up that, so this man is still in the DSS dungeon. What a faith. This is going to show off you the real reason why we are fighting to separate from Nigeria. The injustices that is being met on our people in Nigeria. It is the reason why we are fighting to separate ourselves from Nigeria. the injustice is too much just because of what a man said. Let me just assume that what this man said is we will call it intimidation, right? It is intimidation. Intimidation. We instigate into this intimidation without any intent of taking action. That was what this man did. Intimidation without an intent to take action, rather to scare off his enemy. So now DSS, who does not know the law, but they are actually high-ranked security intelligence in Nigeria, yet they cannot fathom what is intelligent report. They cannot fathom what is actually a threat to a national peace. When somebody speak, believe you me, a case of intimidation, nobody need to be arrested. People can be called in order. A case might be open, but people will be called in order. An investigation will be done. And if the only time this type of things will become serious, if there is any sign of a threat to life, if there is any sign that what this person said is actually, coming to manifestation, the man is not going to be arrested. The man will be brought in for interrogation. That is how case of intimidation works. But in a situation in Nigeria where there is no law, anybody who open their mouth to speak, what they feel that they will use to scare off their enemy, what they feel that they will use to escape a particular situation, the Nigeria DSS takes it seriously without any investigation. They pick up the man because Igbo people is mapped out for extermination. Igbo people are the people who are treated differently in Nigeria. And nothing is being done about it. Let's see that it is the previous administration that did it. What about this administration? That's supposed to be, he claimed he came in through the back door, that he claimed he is going to bring equity. He claimed he is going to bring sense of belonging to people. This is how he is doing it. This man has been in position of power for more than 100 years. 100 days, rather. And this man has been in the DSS dungeon for more than 100 days. This administration is not trying to solve illegal arrest, illegal detention, or illegal activities of the police. He is not trying to do it. But he's a man who promised you he will bring you a peace. He will curb insecurity. He will unite you. Because it has always been a promise that is given, that can never be fulfilled. So, in so doing, it is now time for Igbos to rise up. It is now time for Biafrans to rise up. Regardless of your ethnicity, or will I say, regardless of your belief, it is an obvious thing that we are not wanted in Nigeria. And we cannot, we cannot say otherwise. You cannot see it in a different perspective. Except if you don't want to say the truth to yourself. Our case is being treated differently from every other cases in Nigeria. Why? So this man that was picked up is still suffering in the DSS dungeon. His only crime is because he's Igbo. Not because of what he said. What he said does not have anything to threaten a national security. He does not have any intention of, executing what he says. Because the man in question does not even know what IPOB or ESN is made up of. Meanwhile, on several occasions, we have actually informed the world that the introduction of Eastern Security Network is to protect our bushes from the terrorists, not to solve challenges of people, Igbophobic challenges. It was not, and it has never been, and will never be. So why is it that DSS, who are supposed to be intelligent organization for the Nigeria state, decides that they will now be suffering people according to their ethnicity? They will treat issues, according to where you come from. They cannot treat issue according to the law. The same reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was released and discharged by the court of competent jurisdiction, DSS was the first to refuse to release him, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo person, and it is all about Igbo-phobic behavior in Nigeria. And this is why we cannot take it anymore. And we have been talking about this. We have been, trying to get our voice to be heard. And I know that we are doing our best just to avoid conflict, just to avoid, problem. But looks like the people we are dealing with, they are warmongers. They are people who love conflict. It is not as if they will be able to stand the conflict when it starts. They will run to their British master to solicit for help, just like they did in 1967. But each and every time when you listen to them, they will be bragging as if they can withstand any force. They can't. But they will be calling for conflict. Because what they are doing to that traditional ruler is calling for conflict. If Igbo people are the people who are not absent-minded, some of Igbo people, especially Igbo politicians or Igbo traditional rulers, they're supposed to be looking for one, their own. But do you know the reason why they cannot look for their own? Because traditional leadership or traditional rulership has been bastardized. Traditional rulership has been politicized. So it is all about now politics. That is the reason why they have sold their birthright. They have sold what belongs to them for nothing. That is the reason why traditional ruler will be held in a solitary confinement for committing no crime. No traditional ruler will come up to speak about it. No politician will come out to speak about it. You heard MC Olomo incited violence against non-indigenes of Lagos. Nothing was done about it. No arrest was made. You heard Femi Fani Kayode instigated so many things against non-indigenes of Lagos. Nothing was done about it. But this Igwe decided to say, I don't even know if he's Igwe or Chief, to say that he will use Eastern Security Network to threaten people, so that he will see, so that people will leave them alone to do their businesses, accordingly. This man is the man, he became a scapegoat because he's an Igbo. Because all of you never knew that IPOB and the Biafra movement is for your liberation. Because you are in a political space profiting, you believe that it is going to be like that. At the end of the day, you don't know that all these things we are fighting, we have seen it before you could. That is the reason why so many of you cannot understand the reason why we are actually risking it all, fighting to see if we are going to restore the dignity of our people back. Our people are dying every day. If you check those who are dying in Mediterranean Sea, Igbo people are maybe the majority of that number. because of Igbo marginalization, even amid colonialism. Igbo marginalization, post-colonialism. We are being marginalized, including all over Eastern region. They are being marginalized. But nobody is talking because some of you believe that no, there are things you need to benefit from a nation, and every other thing you need to work so hard. In these big nations, you don't necessarily need to work so hard to eat food for the day. You don't necessarily need to work so hard to eat three hot meals a day. In the big nations, it is only in Nigeria that you need to work so hard to only eat 3 meals in a day. In the big nations, in the free nations, the only thing you work hard to do is to become a billionaire. That is it. That's when you are working hard. But in Nigeria, you will work hard until you die. You will not even eat three hot meals a day. But you are working hard. You are working hard. There has never been opportunity for our people. To an extent that people now believe that this is how it is meant to be. This is how a nation is meant to run. Because government does not come into your situation. Government does not come in to solve security challenges. Government does not come in to solve financial crisis in your life. Government does not come in to create job opportunities that will make you to even work less harder, but yet you are able to feed yourself and your family. It does not happen. Then you got used to it. So many of you decided to go into doing something wrong because of inequality. Because it becomes inequality is the reason why people are actually investing their time in something wrong. All these people carrying guns, kidnapping people, all of it is born of inequality, born of poverty, born of hunger, born of marginalization. Because when a person who is a political affiliate will come from Abuja, come into the community, they will be moving on convoy. They can even go with a road that is untarred, splash people water, because they are moving with security. What do you think ordinary person will think? When you go home, your parents will call you a failure. You are still eating mama tankuma. Don't you know that all this thing has a psychological impact in the lives of our people? Once somebody go out there to make it, regardless of how they made it, they come home. Inequality, they are now the ones to be listened to. It destroyed the minds of our people, that they have to even go and invest their energy to do anything it takes to make money in order to be in line. Because if you don't have money, you hide your face. Because of marginalization. Do you think you that is calling yourself a Nigerian, people like this young man who came from, where did he come from? Turkey. Who was deported from Turkey. Who will come up and be talking rubbish every day. When the Fulani is, he praising Fulani, condemning his own people. These are Fulani mixed blood. He praised Fulani to condemn his own people. Just because he is looking for political appointment. And no one is going to give it to him. They will always use him as an errand boy. And that is what he is. He will continue to be Fulani's errand boy. I don't want to mention his name, is inconsequential. But all of you know whom I am talking about. He will always be an errand boy for Fulani. Political appointment he will never get. Because if he get political appointment, he will no longer do the job for Fulani. He will no longer do the job of sabotaging his own people. That's why he will never get it. All of you that are in public, in the media space, promoting atrocities, promoting evil people, you will never get an appointment. Because you need to continue doing that job you are doing. They will be giving you maybe 5 million once in a while. And I get job for you. I beg, this is what you need to promote for me for media. Take this 5 million. If it is even up to 5 million, they will give you 5 million. Then after promoting that one don't go. You will start afresh. That is what mentality of black people. Because you collect to eat for today. You believe in that praising evil and condemning your people who are in a struggle for your own freedom is going to help you. Just like this Igwe in his DSS solitary confinement. You might find out that Igwe has been one of those sabotaging Eastern Security Network or Biafrans. Yet DSS did not think twice to go and pick him up because he has said something that is not supposed to be said. But all these Yoruba people who made those statements, those sentiments those days, such as MC Olomo, nobody touched them. That is how you will be treated. As long as you have the blood of Biafra in your vein, nobody will regard you. They will regard you as their errand boy. Whether you come out, you wear glasses, you start making face like people who cannot see very well. It will not give you a space in politics. It will always make you an errand boy. The day you will decide that, no, I have been in this space for a very long time, let me now turn around and start speaking like my people, they will take you and put you in solitary confinement. That's the way it is. Because you have positioned yourself to be an errand boy for good. Ever since you start sabotaging Igbo, promoting the enemies of Igbo, people who killed your people, your parents, in 1967, more than 3.5 million of them died. Ever since you started promoting them, what has he given to you? All of you. What has he given to you? Have you ever, did you build a house where you come from? The answer is no. Did you start up any business where you come from? Even where you are, the answer is no. All you do is to gossip in the media space. Gossip for politicians in the media space. That's the only thing you will do. You condemn activities of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu becomes your problem. Because people like Hope Uzodimma killing people in Biafra land is giving you some tip for your nonsense, for your nonsense work. I heard him saying that police is instigating Fulani, Hausa people against Igbo. So you saw that. And is it part of you changing your topic? Police is instigating Hausa and Igbo. Those who are actually countering what we are doing will speak, what we are saying today more than when we are, the way we are saying it when time is right. That is the reason why I don't rush to condemn people who are, being stupid. Because one day, by the time they will realize, it might have happened to them. Once it happens to them, I know they will come back to their senses. Just like the Igwe. I know by the time they finish dealing with him, he will come back to his senses and realize that he is not needed in Nigeria. It is not things of, no, let me support them today because I am in the need for security. No. It is about giving them your full support so that they will recognize you. Because if you are actually being two-faced, you are lying to yourself. The enemy that you are dealing with will expect you to continuously lie to yourself. The day you change, you becomes a new pattern. They have to apprehend you. But they need to get used to what you are. If you are going to equity, you go with clean hands. That is something that is very, very important. You cannot pretend to be here. That is the reason why Bible says you must be hot nor cold. You must be hot or you become cold. Otherwise, you'll be spat out. You cannot be lukewarm. It's either you are with us in this problem we are passing through, and in this, quest for our freedom and the restoration of our dignity, or you are not with us. Don't play because you believe, no, Nigeria is happening to you now. Let me just be with them. After Nigeria is done happening with us, to us, now we go back. Nigeria will continue to happen to you because you are a two-face. The same thing applicable to your children. No one will look at them. No one will love them. No one will take them seriously because they are not anuenu. They are not anuana. They are not hot or cold. They are lukewarm. They will be seen as betrayers. That is the reason why the Igwe is suffering in the DSS dungeon. Because he rejected his people from the beginning. Now he realized the importance of his people. And he used his people to brag. They have to now teach him a lesson. That's the way it is. You cannot serve two masters at once. You choose which God you want to follow. That is the way it is. Even from now to the time, even from the time of old. Choose you who you want to follow. I, my family, have chosen Chukwu Okike Abiama. That is exactly the way it is. But in this regard, if the Igbo people cannot rise up against the marginalization of Igbo, against the atrocities being committed against Igbo, you are all a coward. That's the way it is. You are all cowards. There are no two ways about it. We should stop fooling ourselves. You are a coward. It will be you, another Igwe tomorrow. You never know who is going to be. We are all in this mess together. The fact that I am here speaking on top of my voice for the liberation of our land does not mean that I am in this mess more than the way you are in this mess. I might even be better. Because I am not committing anything that is going to come back to haunt my children so that I will belong. But you might be committing a lot of atrocities that will haunt your children in the future. Because you will not be there. You are ruining it for them. Just because you want to belong. That's it. That is one thing different from me and you. Because I am fighting to restore the dignity of the Igbo land. To restore the dignity of the Biafrans who suffered in the hands of Nigeria under Gowon in 1967, who suffered hunger and starvation through the ashes of those who died through hunger and starvation. We are not talking about combatants. We are focused on non-combatants. More than 3.5 million that was deliberately killed by British Nigeria. The war that is well orchestrated by Britain and carried out by Gowon. If you cannot look back to say that these people that did this to you, to your people, they will never have sympathy on you. You believe that once you speak good about Fulani, they are not the ones committing atrocities in our land. They will love you. They will only place you there. You know what is called limitation? You have limited yourself. While you are there, you are only there to continuously speak good about them. They will not mind giving you tip to speak good about them, but they will never elevate you. Even if they elevate you somehow, you will never be a free person. I believe we are having some technical challenges. You will never be a free person, even if they elevate you. Just like all these political, will you call them political elite in Biafra land? Do you have elite in Biafra land? No. These people are not elite, because elite are those who, when they speak strategic way and strategic position in the heart of the country, that when they speak or when they involve in a situation, it will be, solved. A problem will be solved. Mbazurika Amechi supposed to be a political elite. Chief Ife is supposed to be a political elite. Among other of them are supposed to be the elite in our land. But where are they today? Where are they today? Mbazulika Amechi went to kneel down to beg Buhari, an imposter. It's my young boy in Asorok, to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to him. Buhari ignored it because he's not an elite. Because they know, Fulani knows and understood very well, that all of you who are supposed to be elite in Biafra land today, the only reason why you are not an elite in Biafra land, you are not actually recognized. It is because you sold your dignity. Somehow, you sold your people to achieve one political position to another. That is the reason why they don't take you seriously. That is the reason why they will never ever take you seriously. And it looks like all these people in the political space are the people whom their parents sold out during the war, or whom themselves were the ones directly sold out during the war. They found themselves in political space as a payback of selling out our people while at war. And that is the reason why you will never be taken seriously. And that is the reason why you will never rise up to the demand for what is rightfully yours. And that's why you will continue to see people like Ojus Okalo crying because he could not get a red chamber position. They will always continue to cry. There is nothing else that they will do other than to cry like a baby before their enemies, before the people they are whining and dining with, before the people they are selling their own people to for pittance. You believe that because you find yourself in a political position, everything augurs well for you. Everything becomes good. Nothing will change tomorrow. No, you are wrong. You are wrong. Remember, you are not used to working hard anymore. You only used to being in position of politics where you will be getting free money. Money you don't work for. So when you don't have access to those political positions, you will go broke. Your lifestyle is going to be changing. And you can no longer adapt to the poverty lifestyle or to middle class lifestyle. So you have to keep pushing somehow so that you will find yourself in a political position. Business, you are not business minded. The only thing we hear is offshore, offshore. Offshore, what is the business in the offshore? There is no business. It is just about creating a ghost businesses in order to use that account to siphon money. Those are the things many people don't understand. If you cannot acknowledge your people, there is a saying that says, charity begins from home. If you do not understand that word, go and study it. Also, Chubaki, where do you go? You go home. If you cannot make peace with home, when you are running from away, you cannot run home. You will continue running non-stop. If you cannot understand that your people are the first people you need to love before you extend it, and that defines charities that begins from home, you are not a human being. You are an animal. And that is the reason why you will not blame the white people who came to call you the devil. And they depicted a picture of a devil and put it a horn and painted it black. Because of the atrocities of this type of people we are talking about here. If you did not mess up, things will not be worse the way it is. Things will not be worse. and you continuously messing up. Politicians. Everything becomes a politicking for you. You don't know when to stop politicking. You don't know when to look back to see who is behind you or who is no longer behind you. You don't know. Everything is all about profit. If it is not about profit, we are not going. That is exactly the reason why, remember that big man, big trouble. How big you are, so your headache will be. How small you are, so your headache will be. There are people who have joined this struggle because they believe there is something they will get from this struggle. It is all about profit. When the profit is not there, you will decide to fizzle out. You will decide to find a way to go and get profit. It becomes problematic. Everything is not about profit. Everything is not about profit. There is sacrifice you need to make. And that profit that you never expect to get from that sacrifice, the time it will come, it will reach your children. It will reach your fourth generation. That is the reason why we need to understand what is sacrifice. Because all ye politicians who will go and loot the country money, and you will go and when there is something being done at church, you will contribute the highest in church. You will contribute the highest in building the biggest auditorium in church so that people will clap for you. He's a different politician. He contributes to church. Your pastors will be clapping for you. Let me be honest with you. In my opinion, if I am going to be, if I am made somehow a president in Africa, if Africa is become a confederation somehow, I am made a president in Africa, you know the first thing I will abolish? I will abolish all these pastors. I will abolish them and send them to exile. Because they have dealt with our people decisively. A pastor we see, this is a politician, using money that belongs to the whole nation. They come to your church, they donate, but the road in their community is not fixed. You take it, you buy private jet, and you are preaching to people to pray that grace will follow them. That is evil. You people are evil. Because when we are talking about the activities of all these people, it looks like we are actually, being prejudiced about it against the church. But the activities of those that handles the church, they are all criminals. The activities of those are criminals. Because it's all about the profit. If there is no profit, there will not be. That's why you will see people telling you, I went into being a reverend father, giving up my manhood in the name you are giving it to Jesus Christ, to go and be a reverend father because your family is poor. That's what many of them say. Their family is poor. They are the breadwinner of their family. Yet they will tell you, we are holy. And somebody will advise you, why do you have to go? You need to have calling. Calling from who? Calling from who? Have you now seen how they have destroyed what is called church? They bastardize what is called church because of the poverty you find in Nigeria. And if I may think, after the white people who call themselves the missionaries, I think Nigerians took off from the missionaries. The same way they use, church to do business. Nigerians are the ones who took off from missionaries. They now use church to colonize many places. Even in Europe, they are now colonizing even Europe with churches. Europe that brought the church. You become much more, Christian than the Pope. They have used it to colonize many African countries. Every corner you will go now, church, church. You find out that it is done because of the poverty you find people. They know that once you start shouting in the name of Jesus, people will gather. And if you manage to say, set up a fake miracle, bonus for you. That is the reason why you have found that where you're supposed to have a food, where you're supposed to have what do you call it? A factory. The money you're supposed to use to build a factory to give people employment, you use it to build the biggest auditorium where you go do church. And at the end of the day, you see the gemma. People are unemployed. They are in church praying for God to give them job. But you have the money to build factory, to build industry, to bring Chinese or Europeans technology back to the land so that people will create job. People will be innovative. No, you use it to build auditorium to make more money for yourself without investing in human resources. And you come and tell me tomorrow, these people that are bringing this money together, some of them you will tell them pray, 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 pray. If they finish praying, who is going to give them job? Is it the auditorium that you spend billions of naira and dollars to build? We need to start using our brain. If you go to Nigeria today, churches everywhere, no factory. Nigeria is deindustrialized. The fact that the European deindustrialized Nigeria, don't you know that people who are living in Nigeria can industrialize Nigeria, can bring industry, especially those pastors, instead of buying private jets? Instead of getting politicians to donate biggest amount of money, they will tell you they are buying private jet like they are buying bread. But you will not find a lot of industry being built by these people. The only thing in church, they will make their children nest of king. But it is a crowdfunding. Do you think there is anything different from what they are doing and what all these people that are gathering money and helping people, those NGOs, do you think there is something different from them? Those NGOs, like, when you talk about this, these young people that are doing it in Biafra land, if you talk about people like Los Zeus, you find out people who are doing it with their own humility. Those people are better than church. Because that is church. It is not a must you will go to wear a suit and tie, start saying in the name of Jesus, before you will know that what you need to do for humanity. That is what deceived the black people. And it becomes problematic. Now, you will be asking yourself, why is the black nation not moving forward? You cannot move forward because you are engaging yourself with the wrong things. I had if you look at the whole nations that got them, that got transformed, economic transformation that happened in places like Japan, like South Korea, like all this China, you find them. They are not churching the way you are churching. They are not Christianing the way you are Christianing. They are not Musliming the way you are Musliming. These people, they focus on the industrialization. They focus on making sure they build their nation to the best. They do scout to the best of the best. They practice meritocracy. Just like Singapore. That's why Singapore is one of the greatest nations. They have no resources. But because of their zero tolerance to corruption, and because of their meritocracy that they practice, that's why they are able to be great today. They don't, it is not about everywhere you see a mosque every side, every corner, mosque, church, mosque. And people are fighting. This is Muslim, and the other one is Christian. He's an infidel. This and that. Then Christian will say, "No, if you don't believe in Christ, you are going to hellfire." No. Have you ever seen a nation who does like that becomes great? Become fanatics on the things you don't know their origin. You are being fanatic about it more than the people who implemented it. Is that not stupidity of African people? Is it not the right time for Africa to start thinking emancipation? Is it not the right time for Africa to stop going and donating their money where it's not productive in the name of donating it to church? Is it not wise that you start gathering yourself? Bring all this crowdfunding together, use it, build factories, so that your young generation will have, job opportunity. Instead of enriching one person or to another. All these things you will see. You find people, stealing from you. That is well organized fraud that most of these churches are doing. Well organized fraud. It is the only fraud that is actually legal. That's what they are doing with people. Today, the traditional, who call themselves traditionalists, they have started their own. Because they have seen that the church has been doing it, going free. The traditionalists, they have bastardized it. They have started their own too. Why your business? They are all the same. None of them is exceptional. That is what I want to make you to understand. I know that when we talk about church, so many of you get emotional and so many of you will run away. But that is not going to help your situation. That is not going to help your situation. The only thing that will set you free, the Bible says you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Go and read your Bible. Stop running to church. Read that Bible and understand it. And see how contradictive people who are religious leaders, how Bible contradicts them. Or how they contradict themselves, with the teachings of the Bible. Read it. If you read it, you will understand. After all, what makes them superior more than you? They're teaching you Bible, right? They are teaching you Bible. Which Bible is it is the entry level to make it to the kingdom of God. Is it not? The entry level to make it to the kingdom of God. Read it with your family. Read it with your family. Anytime you devote yourself to gather your family, to start reading that Bible, and you will understand it. Because even that Bible says, where two or more are gathered, I am in their midst. Which is, who is in their midst? The same spirit. The same spirit. Once you are able to discern what you are reading in that Bible, you will understand what prayer is. Prayer is not go get. It's not go get them for me. Prayer is to make the energy to be positive. So that when you go to get, you will be able to have the right energy that connects you to get. You cannot pray and you sit here and expect prayer to get it for you. You must work hard. If you don't have factories, auditorium will not solve your problem. Believe you me, if you do not have factory where you get a job, auditorium will not solve your problem. Don't be emotional. Because emotion has become the order of the day. Most of African people, black people, emotions is the reason why people will always be 10 steps ahead of you. Because you are more emotional than emotion. How can this person say if he become a president, he will chase all the pastors out? I will. I am not apologetic about it. Because they have bastardized the body of church. They have bastardized church. Church is where 2 or 3 are gathered. It is not necessarily an auditorium. But they will spend that money build auditorium, but people inside that auditorium are poor. They don't have job. That is a sin. That is a sin. The reason why they are building the biggest auditorium to attract more crowd fundings, more number of crowd funders. That's why they are building that. It is a sin. Okochicho. Solve your problem. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and every other thing shall be added unto thee. So many of you will say, the seeking of the kingdom of God is building beautiful church for God. Which God? Did God say, did God say he drive on private jet where pastor is being flown on private jet? Being flown on private jet is your pastor that is seated there, not God. So for you to seek ye first the kingdom of God means seek ye knowledge. Seek ye knowledge. Once you are able to obtain knowledge, you will obtain knowledge of technology. Once you obtain knowledge of technology, you will start making money. And you will live a good life. When you obtain knowledge of morality, you will start living a righteous life. So seek ye first the kingdom. The kingdom is knowledge. The kingdom is knowledge above your shoulder. So if you don't have knowledge, you can never function. So don't be emotional when I tell you that auditorium is not the knowledge, it's not the kingdom. The kingdom does not come from inside auditorium. It does not come from the mouth of your pastor. It comes from your behavior, from the knowledge that you will actually seek ye. The knowledge. The Bible also says if you lack wisdom, go to the ants. The ants of the ground. If you lack wisdom, go to the ants of the ground. That you know why he says you should go to the ants of the ground. Ants of the ground when it is rainy season. Or when it is rainy season vis-a-vis. When there is a surplus amount of food that they are able to source to eat, they will pack them. They will be packing them somewhere. So when there is a drought for them, when it is dry season for them, they will feed on those. If you lack knowledge, if you lack wisdom, go to the ant, danda, you go to them. They will give you, you will learn wisdom. He said if you want to, you should be as sharp as the dove, as wise as serpent. You know serpent? Serpent has good and evil. You know why you must be wise as serpent? Remember, serpent is seen to be evil, but good and evil works together. Now, for you to be as wise as serpent, you need to have that knowledge to know when evil is speaking, to know when good is speaking. But so many of you lack it because the emotion of church and pastor makes you to lose all these things that even God say you should seek. As wise as serpent, because serpent knows when, serpent knows how to deceive. Serpent knows how to get his own way. Serpent knows when he is being deceived. That's why you should be wise. Apply the knowledge of, know the knowledge of good and evil, but make it to work for you for good. That's it. So many of you does not know. That's why you become so gullible. Anybody who places microphone on their mouth and say in the name of Jesus, all of you become so emotional. You say, you shout amen. That's why when somebody write article, as you are reading this, anything in your family, you find millions of people shouting amen, 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 which doesn't make any sense. Emotion. They play with your emotions. Ever since you started shouting amen on all those things, how many of them has ever manifested in your life? Make sure you are not part of that generation that recycle failure. If you see something you tried, it does not work, you leave it behind. You leave it behind, except if it is a business. If it is a business that you have invested your money into, you will now continue to nurture the business the way you nurture your children. Nurture the business, put your effort. Those are not what you will leave immediately behind because you invested money in it. But when you go to church, you pray for 1 year, nothing happens. Leave it behind. Go and work. Go and look for work. No matter how Christian you are, no matter how, religious you are, no matter how much holy you are, if you go in the middle of the road, the car will roll you over. No matter how prayerful you are, you cannot get job sitting in church. You can only get job when you submit your CVs. No matter how powerful you are in spiritual realm, you can never try to go on the road and close your eyes in the middle of the road. You will die. That's the way it is. To show you, God is not a magician. God only gives you, if you pray today, you walk towards the direction of your prayer. If you pray for safety, for you go out on the road, you be careful while driving. You cannot pray for safety, you go on the road, you'll be driving and chatting on WhatsApp, chatting on Facebook, but you pray for God to protect you on the road. That is like what you people are doing. You are praying in church for God to give you a job, but you are not looking for a job. You are praying in church for God to change your situation, but you have not worked towards the changing of your situation. By going to start up something or innovate something, try to do something that God will use to come in to change that situation. It becomes problem of our people because pastor will tell you, do fasting and prayer. They will even tell you, do 70 days fasting and prayer. When nothing happened, they will tell you did not do it properly. Fasting and prayer does not help you. What helps you is apply your wisdom. Pray for God to give you the positive energy, positive mind, so that you will think out of the box in order to find a solution to your problem. That's what helps. When I tell you I know the Bible more than your pastor, you will not believe me. Because I am not a pastor, I don't have a church. I know the Bible, even the areas that I have not read in the Bible. I have not read, I did not read every passage of the Bible, but I know the Bible more than your pastor. Because they give you the explanation of the Bible where it favors them. Where it favors their own, ways of extorting money and, enslaving you or colonizing you with the Bible. That's what they do. I am a person of the book. So I am supposed to know the book of my ancestor. If you don't know the book of your ancestor, waiting for somebody to wear suit and tie, stand in auditorium to tell you about the story of your ancestors, you are a coward, you are a fool. And that's why they are exploiting you using the same book. This is the story of your life. This is the book of your ancestor. This is, the principle that your ancestors was following that made them great, that made them that you are reading about them today. Nobody taught them that principle. They were able to put it together and write it unto you. That is the reason why missionaries came to read it for you, because they know you don't like reading. That is the reason why it says that if you want to hide something for a black man, hide it in a book. Because they have seen, no, you cannot read, let's read it for you. Analyze it the way we will analyze it to favor our own, gain or to promote our profit. That's why it happened to our people. The day you will taking yourself to that Bible that takes you to pastor, because the only thing that is different from you and pastor is that he knows some of the Bible verses
that he can quote for you at any given time. That's the only thing different from you and him. You see, pastors and reverends, they are number one. Holy oku kahana. They call it holy sex, holy intercourse. That's what it is called for them. They will even get to other people's wife. All of them, some of them are here watching me. They know what I am talking about. Conscience. You can lie to everybody, you cannot lie to yourself. You can lie to everybody, you can never lie to yourself. These people, when we were growing up, we believe that these people are the people who are supposed to be holiest than every other thing. But these people are not, they are the worst people. They are the most atrocious people. They are the most, rebellious people. They don't preach what they practice. They don't practice what they preach. They preach it to you. You believe they are holy. When some of these women come to tell their story about the pastor, you know what you will tell them? You don't allow yourself to be used against the man of God. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Who told you? Who told you? Some people will tell you, don't judge that thou shalt not be judged. Do you know what is the meaning of judge? I am judge money. Do you know what is the meaning of judge? Judging person is you see the way that gunman picked up that man and nailed him down in Biafra land. That gunman wearing a military uniform. You see the way they picked up that man and nailed him down. Regardless of the atrocities of that man, if he's a politician, or if he was a politician, if they decided that they will shoot that man in the head and he dies, that is judging the man. So that is the type of judgment that the Bible says you should not judge. That's why they gave you a parable or story of Christ with a woman who fornicated. And he says that if you know you have never done a thing like this, cast the first stone. That is judge this woman. If you know you have never done something like this, judge this woman by casting the first stone to kill the woman. That is judgment. But church will tell you that shall not judge, that you may not be judged. Judging me is not telling you the truth. So many of you see me that I am judging the pastors. I am being realistic. I am telling them the truth. To judge them, because I know their atrocities, is to become a serial killer of pastors. That is when I judge them. That is when I judge them. And it is a part of something so many of you does not understand. Some of you people say you are a bona fide Christian. Christian your father create, or Christian your mother create. You are a bona fide Christian. Kaituanu go John, you a bona fide Christian. A bona fide Christian that contribute to church, but you don't contribute to the poor. A bona fide Christian. When Bible say that for you to pay your tithe, Deuteronomy 14, he said that you should take that money, use it. If you cannot take the items to Jerusalem, where our ancestors used to go and give their offering, you should use it and buy what your heart desired, including alcohol. And you should go there and you eat it with the poor people. Eat it with the widows. Don't forget those who are working in the vineyard of God, because they have no inheritance with thee. Those, they don't have horse, they don't have car, they don't have land. You shouldn't forget to give them some. That is tithe. Deuteronomy 14, start from 20 to end. That is tithe. But your pastor will quote the book of Malachi 3 verse 8 for you. Can a man rob God? Ye have robbed me in tithe and offering. Malachi 3:8 is talking against pastors. It's not talking about you that is a church goer. It is talking about pastors who is reading it for you. Read it very well. Even then, when he actually, the Malachi talked, the message talked about you. When he said, even this whole nation have robbed me. That's when it involved you. But ye have robbed me in tithe and offering. He was referring to pastors and prophets. Then he come to say, even this whole nation, that's when you are included. Because you give pastor your tithe. Instead of doing it the same way God gave you instruction to do it, you are still robbing God. That is the reason why, whether you give everything you have, you will still be in a tight corner. He said, go ye in there. You look for widows, people who does not have inheritance with thee. You eat with them. You share with them. You know, that's why he said, bring it into the house of the Lord, so that there might be meat. For what? For the less privileged. For the less privileged. He did not say bring it into the house of the Lord so that there will be private jets and car collections. No. He didn't say so. He said there might be meat so that on that day where there is meat. Remember, meat does not stay long. Meat is something you consume that day, right? So that there might be meat. So that on that day of tithe and offering, which happens year after year, once a year. Once a year. That's why we are celebrating New Yam Festival. That is the time of our offering. Tithe and offering. New Yam Festival. That time of September. Our New Year. It is the time of we. The time of we celebrating our harvest. Is it not the harvestation of new yam? You bring it together, you eat it with everybody. You even call people who does not have yam. They eat with you. That is celebration of New Yam Festival. That is like tithe and offering. God even recognized that you, every month you tithe your tithe and offering, you go and give to pastor. God doesn't know it. God doesn't recognize it. Bible is not confusing. Bible is not confusing. Pastors made Bible to be confusing. Believe you me, Bible is very, very easy to understand. Pastors made it to be confusing. Bible, because pastors spiritualize everything about the Bible. And when you talk about letter to the Corinthians talks about, how they handle situation in terms of geopolitical issues, how they handled it. It is actually a history. How you may handle such thing. It is not spiritualizing everything. The reason why Bible become confusing to you because your pastor spiritualize every aspect of Bible. That's why it looks so, confusing. For us, it doesn't look confusing because we know the Bible. We are the people of the book. Knowledge shall increase. When that knowledge comes to you, you will know it when you read it. Don't read it to cram it. Read it to understand it. Read it like you are going to write an exam. Don't cram it because you will forget some in the exam hall. That's how you will learn Bible. So what am I trying to do to say, but before I digress to this, because this topic is very, very, it's very, very complex. Once you digress, you need to explain in order to bring back people to where you are going because people are so emotional. So in the reason why I'm saying this, so many people in our land who understand that you have to support your people for you to make it, because collective effort, collective benefit, collective success. If you decide to say no, I cannot support my people because when I support the opposition of my people, I am benefiting personally. Not knowing that when you support your people, you are going to benefit. Other people are going to benefit with you because selfishness of our minds has become that it is all about us. Anybody that is telling you that person is a self-centered person. It is true, but it is not in a situation whereby it has to be a collective effort. They will tell you, no, don't come and they will kill you. No. If it is in Kegin Azonafia, Mazen Nam the Kanu will collect bribe and go and establish his family. So let all of us start saying in Kemun Azonafia, it is all about my profit, my benefit. So everybody will cash out and go and sit down. People will continue to suffer. People will continue to be marginalized. because you are selfish. You don't reason. When you look at things, you undermine situation. That is it. Our people need to wake up to understand that what we are doing, it is not that we are doing it to oppress anybody. We are not doing it to undermine your capability of doing things. We are doing it so that we will have a collective success as a people, as a nation. Restoration of our dignity, restoration of Biafra. As far as our people have shed blood and through their ashes we are raised to be here, we will not take their sacrifice for granted. These people, they fought. They fought. So we will not take their sacrifice for granted. Anybody who is telling you Biafra is dead, that person is dead. Is a dead man walking. Believe you me. Because a dead man walking does not have the, they don't understand. As long as there are Biafrans, Biafra's spirit continue to live on. Those who died, as long as there has been a death for the sake of Biafra, there is no way Biafra will be sent into extinction, because it is now a spirit, the spirit of those who have died, sacrificed their life in the quest for the restoration of our freedom. They will continue to, be in our lives, present in our DNA. And that struggle continues until we restore Biafra. We will not know peace as people, because a sacrifice has been paid. That sacrifice that is paid need to be nurtured. That sacrifice that is paid need to actually be, not undermined. That is why we are here. If you are there sabotaging the activities of Biafran struggle, or because you do not like me, because you do not like the way I speak my English, or because you do not like my terminologies, because you do not like the way I dress, because you believe I am wearing glasses, you are fooling yourself. Biafra struggle is not a struggle that is for only me or any other person that is in the forefront. It is for all of us. It is for all of us. You cannot cheat nature. If you believe, no, that it doesn't concern you, no, let them go and be. Once they finish, die. Maybe when Biafra come, I will join them. You are fooling yourself. Maybe by the time Biafra will come, that is how it is. By the time Biafra will come, you will be a sacrificial lamb. That's how it is. This is something that so many of our people does not understand, because you don't want to be dirty, you don't want to get down and dirty, but you want to reap what people who get down and dirty got out of it. You want to reap the benefit of getting down and dirty, but you cannot. You are a coward. You are a criminal. You cannot deceive the nature. You cannot cheat the time. Anything you want to cheat, it will come back to haunt you. Look at it. Those who go into celebrity world, they decide to pay sacrifice that is bigger than them by using a blood sacrifice. At the end of the day, it haunts them. At the end of the day, it haunts them because they cheated the time and nature. You cannot cheat. You cannot manipulate time. You cannot manipulate space. You cannot manipulate time, nature. Once you do that, there is a repercussion. If you cheat the time, there is something, it will take something in order to fix the time. That is it. That's the way it is. You are trying to cheat others who have devoted themselves to fight for your freedom and their freedom. Some of you say, no, we are benefiting from Fulani for now. Let us continue. Maybe they will be telling others, but use your brain. Is the reason why this Igwe is in the DSS solitary confinement. Because on don't join. When ESN, we were talking about the invention of ESN, he did not join, he did not contribute, he did not even support. But ESN started working, he started using ESN to intimidate Yorubas. When he doesn't even know anybody who knows ESN. And today he is suffering as a result of it. You cannot cheat time and law. You cannot cheat nature, because it will come back to haunt you. Once you try to do so, that is the reason why we are calling on you that is not actually now involved in what we are doing, in sacrifice that we are making, to join force so that we will have a collective success. We will have a collective result. It will be a collective freedom. Because if you don't fight for your freedom, I am fighting for my freedom. When freedom come, I will be free. You will still not be free. That's the way it is. All of you that are always saying no, now more Igbo problem, now more Igbo problem, but you are in Niger Delta, you are suffering. If you don't rise up to fight for your problem, when Omo Igbo finish fight their problem, or you be Yoruba and you don't want to join your own people, or anywhere, you believe that this freedom fighting no is for Igbo people, or is for some of your Wari people, Anyoma people, or Igodo people, or is for wherever it is. You don't want to rise up. You will say, no, when they get it, we'll join. We don't want them to take us to this war again. And we don't want to be involved. When they get freedom, you will be the one that will still be in captivity. Believe you me, you cannot cheat nature. You can never, ever, ever cheat nature. If you cheat nature, you will repair it somehow. The same way climate is hurting the world, because they have cheated nature. Now they have to now pay for reparation of the nature. So anywhere you believe that you will override things, you will find a repercussion of it coming back to haunt you. That's the way it is. If you don't rise up now, you will still remain in captivity, even when we are free. The earlier you understand it, the better for you. Now there is something that I heard from a gunman that was wielding gun in military uniform in Biafra land. Something that I heard from a gunman that was wielding gun in Biafra land in a military uniform, where the same man kneeled a man down, talking. This same man said that he does not want to see any other group carrying firearm in Biafra land. He does not want to see police carrying gun. He does not want to see army carrying gun. He does not even want to see Eastern Security Network carrying gun. And these are the people who claim they are fighting with Biafra, for Biafra. Now, the question I will ask this type of people, you don't want to see all these people carrying gun. You are the only one carrying gun. And the last time we checked, you people are only 13 of you. And the kidnapping in our land is becoming, rampant. Kidnapping in our land is becoming prevalent. And you people, are not fighting this kidnapping. You people are not fighting, Fulani in the bushes. You people are not stopping the insecurity of the military coming and burning the villages of the people. You people are not doing that, but you are dictating. You don't want any other people carrying gun, but only unknown government. That's what you people said you are. Unknown government. When I started seeing those things, right from the time they killed people who were wearing military uniform, just like them, because even as Sared Okubo's boys wear military uniform to go into Biafra land and start burning people's houses. Because Sared Okubo bragged about it. He bragged about it. So, when we talk from the information that is actually, disclosable. So, you find these people say they do not want Eastern Security Network carrying gun. When they said that, and these people happen to be the one So some people in the media will be telling you that they are the ones who is trying to give you freedom. You know, from the time of killing people in military uniform, which we don't know who these people are. You know, it is a shenanigan of politicians and Hope Uzodinma. He said he saw Hope Uzodinma. He wanted to take Hope Uzodinma out, but he couldn't. But Hope Uzodinma has been killing people. For you to see the games these people play, it is childish. It is actually, you know, it is so stupid. You saw Hope Uzodinma, you could have taken him out, but you did not. Because you are working for him. You are doing his bidding. Bringing insecurity in Imo State. So that Hope Uzodinma will assume that office again through insecurity. Because that's what he does best. Now, the same people saying that they cannot allow ESN to carry gun because you know 13 of them they are 13, you know, and at the end of the day, showing your face, as if you don't exist in a community where you come from. Show your face, but you are fighting a war that is not yet declared. You are doing a guerrilla war. Is it a guerrilla warfare that is not declared according to the people who are, you know, you claim you are working for, and you are now dictating you don't want people to carry gun. You cannot defend these same people from kidnapping. You cannot defend them from Fulani herdsmen in the bushes massacring our people. You cannot defend them, but you just don't want people carrying gun. Okay, it doesn't. When I'm saying this, don't see it as if I am threatened or ESN is threatened as a result of what the young man was saying. The young man media, I know. And secondly, you should understand that when you see those things happening, I have said it time and time again. When I saw the killing, saw the amancy that was done, you know what I said to myself? Because I said to myself, I don't want to, remember these people anymore. That's why I did not tell you. But now it is important because what I thought to myself is starting to manifest. It's coming to manifestation. Do you know what I now noticed? And I want you to start following it up this way. I have said this before, and I will say it again. If you are on YouTube, click the like button so that the algorithm will share the video. We'll have better number in YouTube. So, the thing there is that each time you see these people starting to kill one or two people, starting to, rant all over the place, bringing to social media, I want you to expect the next thing you are going to hear from them is people looking forward to go and beg for fund, soliciting of fund. They will start begging for money. That is what you will expect from them, because they will go and kill people just for them to prove to you, because what our people, who hate the activities of Nigeria, they become emotional. That's why we preach against emotions. Our people are so emotional. We know all of us hate the activities of Nigeria, but we need to be strategic in order to defeat these activities of Nigeria. Now, because they know that those you people are emotional, once they come and kill one or two people in military uniform, which you don't even know who are they, whether they are military or Asared or Kubos terrorists, or even Fulani dressed in military uniform, you don't know. Once they show you, kill them, commit all this rubbish, and they bring it out, you will start praising them. These people are the one working. Once they tell you, no, we need this, we need money, you will give them. It is a strategy. There is something that it is a format, and I said, always said. And that is exactly what you have seen. You are going to see, maybe in few days to come. People begging for money. People asking for money. But they said you might not now, you might ask yourself, what are they going to use as the face of the money they are going to beg? They will use face of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the ESN when they want to beg for money. I want you to understand that this is what these people are doing. Once you give them that money, you will no longer hear from them until they need another money. You will not hear water until they need another money. We know how these people are roll. And now you need to understand that you are promoting evil in the name that they are promoting, their business. You are promoting them. If you don't see people begging for money in few days to come, you should know that I am actually talking rubbish. You will hear people begging for money. They will use the same name of ESN that they said to you. They do not want them to carry arms to protect the land of Biafra. They will use the same name of ESN to go and solicit for to go and beg for money. That is the irony of what is happening. And the earlier you understand it, better for you. Stop being fooled by these people. 1 minute. It's becoming problematic once. Okay. I believe I am coming back. Okay. All right. So that is the way it is. Each and every time you start seeing amount of insecurity and they are sharing videos telling you they did it, it is nothing else but for them to use that opportunity to claim to you that they are doing work more than any other thing, without you knowing that these are, people who are destroying what we are doing. And it always happens when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to, around any time Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to go to court. And that's why now I believe that they will not disclose the next time Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to court. I just hope that the lawyers does not disclose the time he is going to court, so that we will see, we will know exactly what's going on, what is going to go down. Wait for the few days, you might start looking at people soliciting for money, begging for money, because they have shown you in the play, the show with the life of people. They use life of people to advertise, to do their advert, then come to beg for money. That is exactly what these people are using the life of people to do. telling you, don't forget, the real thing you will look for, if eventually they come to beg you for money, check if they are using the name of ESN to beg you for money. And don't forget what the young man said. The young man said he do not want to see ESN carrying gun. He do not want to see ESN carrying gun. But the same man, the same people will use the name of ESN to beg you for money. Is it not an irony? What will you call such idiocy, such stupidity? What will you call it? It is very, very simple. They are using the brain of our people, because our people, they don't reason. Our people are emotional. And once you become emotional, people will take advantage of your emotion. Emotion makes you to actually take liking to a particular, tactics of getting, what you are looking for. Like I said, we all hate Nigeria with passion, because Nigeria is created by Britain. And the fact that we all hate Nigeria does not mean we will do something unstrategically, without, being strategic, without, placing the life of our people in danger, because we hate Nigeria. Because people are using that placing the life of our people in danger just because of they want to use it to solicit for money, so that they will tell people we have started this, we are doing it. It is all about money making right now. It is all about money making. Now, wait for a few days. You will start seeing people begging for money in the name of ESN. In the name of ESN. That is the way it is. Now I want you to let us go to what happened in Zamfara state. In as much as there are, when we talk about the terrorist activities in Nigeria, are you aware that in Zamfara state, a fresh attack happened in Zamfara state? A fresh attack in Zamfara state. Let us read and find out about such attack in Zamfara state. Let us find out about the attack in Zamfara state, because most of the time, all right, let me remove this. I was trying to see if I can bring it to the public. Attack on Zamfara state it happened in Nigeria, because Fulani want to overwhelm people. And now remember, don't forget, in Nigeria perspective, Igbo is invaders. In Nigeria perspective, they call Igbos the invaders. But they are not realizing that Igbos have never invaded anybody. It is all about Fulani, this particular ethnic group, trying to overwhelm everybody in their land. Listen to this news. Zamfara University students be kidnapped by bandits. Terrorists, they call them bandits. Terrorists. It is quite unfortunate that I cannot share this news or bring it in front of your screen. No, not this one. I can't bring it in front of the screen. Let me see. So that you will read with me.
I can't. Okay, let's try. If it comes. No, it's not coming. So let me read it out of the screen. Zamfara University student kidnapped by bandits. Reports said about 24 students were kidnapped after the bandits invaded the Sabon Gida community of the Bungudu local government area in the state. Sabon Gida village is a community opposite the main campus of the Federal University of Gusau that is about 20 kilometers from the state capital Gusau. A student of the school said those kidnapped during the attack in the community were mostly females. Bring back our girls. Let us see if, US. Let us see if, the US ex-president's family is going to write, bring back our girls. These are 20 girls they have kidnapped. Let us see if people in Europe will write, bring back our girls. Then if they do not write it, it means that it is a deliberate act to tarnish the image of, or to tarnish the administration of Goodluck Jonathan. Now let us continue to read. The police is yet to speak on the incident at the time of filing this report. A resident of Sabon Gida, Nazir Sabon Gide, explained that the bandits invaded the community around 3 a.m. and started shooting indiscriminately. They entered the town at around 3 a.m. and started shooting indiscriminately. He said he have yet to confirm the number of students kidnapped, but the number of students kidnapped because the bandits entered 3 hostels and kidnapped all the students there. It is difficult to ascertain their numbers now. They were seriously engaged with the armed troops, but the way these bandits operate, they will divide themselves into 2. One group will move with the kidnapped victim, while the other will stay behind to protect the first group, he said. The first group had left with the students, while the second group engaged the army in a gun duel. In June this year, some students of the university protested the high rate of kidnapping involving their schoolmates in Sabongida and Damba. Insecurity in Nigeria. Tinubu, get ready, the pressure. That's why I always tell Tinubu, do the things you need to do as a time you still have time to do it. Do the things you need to do when you still have time to do it. Because the insecurity you are seeing now in the north, because once the new administration comes in, they give you like 100 days, 90 days, to check what you are up to. And I believe that Tinubu's administration, insecurity will be worse because they do not, in fact, remember that there are, Fulani does not want him there. Fulani does not want him there also. But the only people that want him there is British and the US. Especially the US, they have interest in Nigeria so much. I don't know if it is because of the uranium, or is it because, I don't know, it could be because of uranium. They have interest in Nigeria so much. The ones of Britain is controlled the oil block, oil business in Nigeria. So that is the reason why I have called Tinubu to start doing the things he can do while he still can.
that he may be remembered in a good note, not in a very bad note. Because the forces that is going to rise up against him, they are, they are legion. Or will I say they are legion? They are legion. The forces. And he will not stand it. That is the reason why we are calling on him to do what all this thing he is going up and down. And his administration is going to be the worst administration so far. Write today's date and write it, because so many of you believe that each time there is a change in the president, in the political, that there is going to be a better life, a better deal for you. The more you are changing, the more things are getting worse. You are going to find it this time, and you are going to embrace it because you will have no choice. Today, what is the exchange rate today? The petrol price is still going up. The exchange rate, I believe dollar has gone to 1,000. $1 to 1,000. That is exactly what you are going to continuously see. When insecurity now is going to now escalate again. When the insecurity escalate again, that is when you will understand the drought that is going to happen in Nigeria, plus the climate change. You know one thing that our people does not understand, not our people, Nigerians does not understand. It becomes problematic to Africa. The reason why they will always tell you democracy is the key, because they know it is the only system that is manipulatable to place their stooge. And once they place their stooge, they don't mind what is happening in the country. So as you are seeing Nigeria today, Nigeria will be worse than the time of Buhari. This is the beginning. All this, you see this Fulani kidnapping 20 girls, or mostly 20 girls in their latest kidnap. It is the beginning. Is ransom going to be paid? Or is or maybe because Tinubu went to run his mouth in the United Nations to challenge the the big world. Maybe that's why something is happening. Remember, he challenged the big world a bit, strategically. Remember, whenever you challenge these people, you will get your repercussion. Especially when you came back through the back door. You get your repercussion. Remember, they use insecurity. Insecurity is one of them. But that is, let me not emphasize on that. Let me not give you expo. One thing you need to know, that Nigeria will never get well. It will never get better. Because it is not created to get better. It is created for the bad situation to continuously deteriorate. And that is what is happening. Each time you change from one president to another, the situation gets worse. And that's why you need to understand that for you to get it well, disintegration of Nigeria will solve the problem. Those people in the north that are being kidnapped, they are somebody's children. They are somebody's children. Their life matters. And because of the setup called Nigeria, that's why these things are happening. Because if the northern people have their own security, control their own security, have their own people, be their own commander-in-chief, they will protect their people as much as they can. They will protect their people from these invaders. Because their plan is to make sure they overwhelm all Nigeria, all over, across Nigerians. That's why Yoruba people created Amoteku. Biafran people, we have our Eastern Security Network. Otherwise, you will be hearing this story you are hearing in Zamfara State, even in Biafra land, or even in Yoruba land. People are being deceived in the north. They are being deceived. We are all north, northern Nigeria. We are all the same religion. You don't know. It is about conquest mission. Conquest mission. That's what these people are up for. That's why you see Fulani going to lobby. Are you aware that Fulani is going out there to lobby with the UK? Let me read it. Let me read it. They are going lobbying with UK. Maybe I should let me bring it to the screen. Let's bring this one to the screen. Because okay, I can't. It is on the 13th. When was this information released? On Friday. On Friday. Okay, on Friday, 8th of September. That's when they start, the information was released. Sahel and West Africa Fulani. Sahel and West Africa Fulani. To ask the Secretary of the State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs whether he has had discussion with the government in the West Africa and the Sahel on the potential impact of security in their country and the regional security of incidents potentially involving ethnic targeting of Fulani people for deportation and other forms of ethnic targeting of Fulani people. So Fulani is now fearing deportation from across the Sahel region because these people they don't belong anywhere. They are people who are on a conquest mission all their lives. Wherever they go, they want to conquer. And that is the reason why British found them worthy to control Nigeria. That is the reason why they are now going back to Britain, who is using them to do all this rubbish across the Sahel, to solicit or to do lobbying, to know what is about deportation of Fulanis across the Sahel region. Because now, why wouldn't anybody want to deport Fulani? They claim they are cattle rearers, but Fulanis, they call themselves headers, cattle headers, rather. They head the cattle, move cattle from places to places, carrying AK-47 and ammunition. Sometimes they do kidnapping. Sometimes they become terrorists. So at the end of the day, it becomes problematic. They are the primary people that are being used to promote terrorism across the Sahel region. Why would anybody not want to deport Fulani? Why would anybody not want to shout Fulani must go? Fulanis are not indigenous people. They are the conquest, missionaries. They are the conquest missionaries. They are there to conquer people. They are there to use gun and bullet to make you to succumb to their own mission. Now let us continue to read. Mr. Andrew Mitchell. The UK is committed to building stability and bolstering conflict resolution across West Africa and the Sahel. We regularly raise security issues with government in the region. For example, in July and August, the Foreign Secretary discussed insecurity with the Ghanaian Minister for National Security, Abat Khan Dapa, and Nigeria National Security Advisor, Nuhu Rebadu. I also have regular discussion with my counterpart in the region, The UK supports a number of regional programs which are aimed at tackling the root cause of conflict, including combating the rise of disinformation and the ethnically stigmatization. Just one moment. I think I have missed where I am. Let me zoom a little bit because it is so small, the articles. So let me start from here. The UK supports. I also have a regular discussion with my counterpart in the region. The UK supports a number of regional programs which are aimed at tackling the root cause of conflict, including combating the rise of disinformation and ethnically stigmatization narratives. The Fulani communities are particularly vulnerable to conflict, and we are in discussion with the UN refugee agencies, UNHCR, regarding the support provided to Fulani refugees. Now, it is very, very important. It is very, very important for you to understand. These people are the people who make themselves available to be used for conquest mission. To be used for conquest mission. Now they are now understanding the fact that everybody now knows that they are the willing tools to promote mostly, terrorism, mostly conquest mission, invasion of people. So they are now worried that the people from Sahel region is now going to fight them, is now going to chase them away, is now going to deport them. They are worried about it. If you look at those who kidnapped these 20 students from Zamfara State University, you will know that it is the same Fulani. They are the ones. So why would anyone not want to, expel these people? When they are bad news to everywhere where they go, they are bad news. And I am not being prejudiced against them because this is what we are fighting in Biafra land bushes on a daily basis. They are sometimes called the Folatas or Wafilia. These are the people who are making themselves available. So now they are now scared that people are going to chase them away. If there is going to be deportation, it will happen in Cameroon, it will happen in Ghana, it will happen in Nigeria, it will happen in Chad, it will happen in Niger, it will happen in Burkina Faso. It will happen in several areas. It will even happen in Mali. Maybe people from Senegambia, they will make them friends and well-wishers. We don't know. But in a situation whereby a particular people want to bring conquest mission in this 21st century across the Sahel region, they are the people that make themselves available. Sometimes they become Boko Haram. Sometimes they become Fulani terrorists. Sometimes they become ISWAP. Coupled with the ones that are coming from Maghreb, they join force, team together in terrorizing those areas, killing people without being apologetic about it. And they call it holy war because they are killing infidels. Now they're soliciting with their master because Britain used Fulani to destroy, to place people under their, Fulani control in Nigeria. Fulanis are not, they are not indigenous people. And it is not, ethnicity stigmatization. It is reality. This is reality. British might call it ethnic stigmatization because they are their tools that they use to, make sure that there is no settlement or there is no orderliness in many countries across the Sahel region, including the French people. The French are using them as well. So that's why they are lobbying, as if Britain owns the countries in Sahel region. Whether they lobby or not, people in Sahel region will do something that is best for the people in Sahel region. They will not do the bidding of British hegemony, because it is all about their, the controls that they have on these areas. So whether they lobby or not, it does not matter. Anybody who have woken up to see that Fulanis who does not belong anywhere, but they move cattle from place to place all their lives. Ever since I started hearing about them, they move cattle from places to places. They have no development. They have never worked towards their development. Any of them who become, educated, they are integrated into position of leadership. They don't even care about their people. They don't even care about the development of their people. Rather, they will use them to commit crime. Futajalons, they become their futajalons, the foot soldiers. They become their foot soldiers to commit crime, kidnap, and they share the money. That's what these people are making themselves available to do. If they cannot change their evil approach, they are not desired in Sahel region. So, if you are in Sahel region, British does not mean well to any of you, including the nations that are fighting for their freedom across the Sahel. British does not mean well for you. So whether they are lobbying for United Nations, UN refugee agencies regarding the support providing to Fulani refugees, whether they are lobbying for it, or whether even if they are lobbying for it for the against Fulani or for the Fulanis, it does not matter. If they are lobbying for it against the Fulanis, you should know that what happened in Niger Republic has a lot of role to play. So Fulani is going to know their fate. If they are lobbying for the Fulanis, it means that they know that people have woken up. And that is exactly the way it is. Fulani have killed, Fulanis, they have killed number of people mercilessly. Kidnap women, even make them pregnant before they will return. They took ransom from their brothers, Buhari, in several occasions, and the imposter that was in Aso Rock. These are the people who ruled Nigeria for 5 years. And you tell me that Nigeria, something is going to work in Nigeria again. I laugh. When they tell you that Nigeria is going to be good again, you should laugh at them. It is not going to be any good. The only thing that will come out of Nigeria is always bad news, because that is what it is created to be like. I am not saying it because I am, by technicality right now, I am a Nigerian. By technicality. But I am Biafran by originality. So, you cannot say that I am being prejudiced against where technically I found myself. No. It is being realistic. It is being realistic. The truth will prevail at some point. And that truth is what we are here to speak. It is the same Fulani that is holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in a solitary confinement because he spoke the truth. Why do you want to move forward? Why do you think you will ever move forward when you cannot speak the truth to the power? If you cannot speak truth to power, you will never move forward, because power will continue to do what he likes to do. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu rose up to speak truth to power. He became a victim of the power. He became victimized, placed in a solitary confinement, beaten up, destroy his eardrum, gave him a medical condition, extraordinary rendition him. Court is toiling with the date to to set up the hearing, the final hearing, because they are so scared. Everything we do it within our right that is enshrined in the United Nations Charter and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that is also enshrined in Nigeria Constitution. Right for self-determination. We are not committing a crime. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have not committed any crime. A crime has been committed against him. Therefore, Tinubu, obey the court order and stop this shenanigan that the court is moving up and down. It will enable you to actually, have a peace of mind somehow. It will enable you. You are now showing us that your government is up there to continuously to manipulate and marginalize Igbo and Biafrans in extension. The Igbo that was kidnapped by previous administration criminals, DSS, is still in a dungeon because he said his mind. He is not taken to court because court will set him free. He has committed no crime by speaking. There is freedom of speech. He did not even, he was not prejudiced against any ethnic group. He was not defaming anybody. This man was actually trying to defend his own, his own person, his own people, or himself. He was trying to defend himself by saying he will call the security that is very, very efficient and durable, that is formidable, that is protecting the land of Biafra from terrorist attacks, to protect them from the attack that is provoked by Igbophobic sentiment made by politicians in Lagos State during election. He became a victim of solitary confinement as well. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is there. Several Igbo Biafrans are placed in the solitary confinement without trial. Tinubu, you've been in the position of office for the last 100 days. Not a lot you have done. You have not done anything that is seen. You have not brought yourself to home. Each and every day you are traveling from this place to that place, from that place to this place. You have not remembered where you started. To fix things, to try to, look for the everlasting solution to the insecurity, to the problem that the masses is facing, but instead you are exacerbating it. Remember that whatever you are undermining right now, it is going to be something that will give you heart attack in future. You see what you are undermining today? I am telling you because I love Yoruba people, and you manage to be Yoruba. I love everybody, in fact. But those who love freedom, I love them more. Those who want to be, dictated for by the power of, Europeans, hegemony. I don't have pity for them or on them. But I am telling you, it is time for you to look at the problems that is on the ground before you go up there. Where you are going, there is no road there. No matter how much you are trying, advice you are getting from these people, do this, do that, it will boost the economy of Nigeria, it is fallacy. Dollar rate is now 1,000. Correct me if I am wrong, please. Under your administration, petrol price is going up again. under your administration, which you claim you are implementing monetary policy to help what? If I may ask. Removal of subsidy is a kind of monetary policy to, to elevate what? People are suffering. People are crying. Previous administration, people will even confess that previous administration is better than yours. But they will not start saying it now because you are 100 days only. But we are seeing the trajectory where things are going. We are seeing the trajectories of things to know that people will open their mouth to say that previous administration, the impostor, is even better than yours. Believe you me, you will start hearing it next year. And not only you are going to start hearing it, it will have a psychological impact. It will have a vicious, impact in your health. Even the people around you will make your administration a very messy, ungovernable. It will be unsustainable for everyone in Nigeria. That is the reason why I am advising you to start from where you can now. The advice you are receiving from the West, it is going to ruin your administration. I am telling you the honest truth, because they are not going to give you advice that will help you, that will help even what you believe you might be fighting to achieve. It will never. It will never. It is up to you to do the right thing. First of all, release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Release all the Igbo people that are in prison in the dungeons, in the police custodies without trial. It is illegal. You release them. You release them. So that pressure will be only coming from one side, not from all sides. And we are not calling you to release them because you are doing them a favor. You release them as per law. Anybody who is taken by police without presentation to the court of law within 48 hours, within 48 hours, that person will be released without even trial by court if presented to a competent court, because their right has been infringed upon. You have infringed on their right. So that is the reason why they will be released automatically. Court will not entertain it. When did you arrest this person? 1 year ago, or 1 year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, and you failed to present them before the magistrate within 48 hours. You have infringed. You have an infringement on his right. Now you have to release him to go. That's how law works. So we are not calling you to do them a favor. You are calling you to activate the law that you were made the first citizen of Nigeria, to make sure that the law upholds. To make sure that everybody is represented in and outside the law. So, you are not strong enough to carry, to bear this, what they are planning for you. You are not strong enough. That's why I always say you don't have much time. But you will not understand, and people might not understand it. But we keep on going. I will remind you. It's not about what people live for, it's what people achieve when they are alive. do the right thing. Your name will be remembered. But if you like, continue to listen to those who are giving you advice, those who are interested in exploiting your resources, the resources that is coming out of the Nigeria you call your own country, you are the first citizen of, the resources in our land, the Biafra land, the resources that is all over the northern Nigeria. They are only interested in that resources. They are not interested in the in the development of Nigeria. But it is up to you to listen. Very, very important. This is where we are going to leave it for now. If you are watching on YouTube, share the video, like the video, follow the YouTube, subscribe to that YouTube channel. If you are watching on Facebook, click the like button, share the video, follow the page. We are going to be here again tomorrow. We know that Facebook keep on doing what they do best. But what, we will continue to overcome. It will not stop us from achieving our goals. Until we meet again. YouTube is worse than Facebook, I know. Stay safe. Stay informed. Bye for now. Don't forget to protect your people.